everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kyla Monarch, and we are going to be talking about the Crucial Concealment holster today. So let's get right into it. Okay, and this is the holster that is for my EDC, and everyone knows that my EDC is the Sid Sawyer P65, and it shows you right there that it's an ambidextrous holster, but it's also for my gun type. So you see that there. And if you turn it on the back, it shows you all the attributes of this particular holster, and they are definitely pretty good attributes. I tried it on a few minutes ago before I started this review, and I was thoroughly impressed. Let's go a little further. Okay, so another thing that I noticed with this holster is when I went back over to look at all the attributes of the holster, I noticed that, and you guys may remember I talked about this Proposition 65 warning on that Caldwell belly, that Caldwell belly band holster. You remember I vaguely talked about that P65 warning? Well, come to find out, Crucial Concealment has that same warning, but it's on the bottom of the box. Okay, it's on the bottom. Made in the USA, but it also has that P65 warning. Okay, so interesting that they had it on the bottom of the packaging. I guess they said we got to put it somewhere, so we don't want it here because we don't really want to alarm the consumers. So very rarely are they going to look to the bottom to see it. So I just happened to see it when I went back over to the table to put my EDC down, but I just saw it. So I want you guys to be aware of these holsters that have the P65 warning. I've had a lot of people tell me that it's nothing to be concerned about. I've even had one of my reviewers to say, hey, you know, it's not that much in them that's really going to do you any type of damage or harm, but I just want you guys to know that it's there, that they put it on the packaging for a reason. So I always like to let you guys be aware and be in the know on things. So the simple fact that this P65 warning is on the bottom of the packaging, all I'm gonna say is they put it on there for a reason. So that's something to think about. Us as a consumer, that's really something to think about. And this is the packaging, pretty much how things look with this particular holster. And they have on the inside of that same advertisement the different parts of this holster and all the attributes. And it even has a lifetime warranty. I think that's lifetime. Yes, lifetime warranty, and proudly made in the USA. Okay. So I just wanted to show you guys that, and just be mindful of what you're purchasing. Okay, so you see they have like this barcode, not a barcode, but this scan code thing over here that you can scan with your phone to learn more about Crucial Concealment. And also the name of the holster is here, Crucial Concealment. And again, it also shows you what particular weapon that is for. See that there. Again, this holster is ambidextrous. You can remove or take off the clip and move it to the other side, because this way would be for the right-handed firearm owner, and on this side it would be for the left-handed firearms owner. So it just all depends on your preference. The clip or the cant, I've heard some people call this the cant. You can remove it. It's just up here with screws and look like a few washers. So you can remove that and put that on the other side. There is a tension screw here to loosen it or tighten it so that your firearm can fit snug in this holster. One thing that I want to point out to you is this particular holster allows room, like if you have an optic or a red dot on your firearm, if you pay attention to that bridge, it only stops at a certain point. It doesn't go all the way back, and that's to allow room for your optic on top of your slide on your firearm. So that's a good look. Another thing that I noticed, because if you look straight through, you see that it gives you the height for that front sight to go through. Okay, because you know how we have front sights at the front of our slide on the gun, so it allows you that room there. Okay, and one more thing I want to point out to you, which I think is really good. This is like a trigger grip here. When you put your gun inside, and I'm going to show you that in a second. When you put the gun inside, the trigger actually is going to stop here. This actually stops. I wish we could see it a little bit better inside. I don't know if you guys can. But anyway, that particular trigger grip area, that's like a secure part that they have placed in this holster to hold the trigger of the gun, which I think is really good. And another thing that this helps with too is bringing the actual holster or the gun inside the holster closer to your body. So instead of it, you know how sometimes, or in other videos that I've done, you see that the grip of the firearm, it sticks out of the clothing or sticks out of the shirt. Well, this little part right here helps to bring that grip or that handle. Sometimes I call it a handle. It brings it closer into the body. And upon further research, I discovered that the reason why it's doing that is because of this trigger thing. This trigger, I don't know if it's not called trigger. I don't know what it's called, but this little piece right here that helps to secure that trigger area, this helps to bring that gun closer into your body, especially if you are doing side carrying, not in particularly the appendix or the kidney carry, but the side 3, 4, and 5 o'clock positions, maybe 8, 9 o'clock positions on the left hand side. But this little piece here, it brings that weapon grip closer into your body, and I'll show you guys that in a second. So that's something to really look into when you do, if you do purchase this holster. The different special things, I should say, that you can do with this particular holster. Okay, now I was kind of salted. They put all the writing on the left hand side of the holster instead of the right hand side of the holster, but it's all good. I guess that's just what they wanted to do, but I myself probably would have preferred it to be on the right hand side of the holster. you know, facing forward, but it's okay. When I pulled it out, I still saw, you know, the name and the you know, covert, you know, inside waistband holster for my particular EDC. So I'm good, but you know, but yeah, but outside of that, seems like everything else is in place. This really looks like it's going to be a good holster to use, and I'm going to show you some things in a few minutes. So keep watching. Hey guys, we are back, and we're still doing the review on the Crucial Concealment holster. Now let's go ahead and give it a try and see how she does. So you know that I always carry at my 3 or my 4 o'clock position on my right side. So let's go ahead and get her adjusted. I don't know why am I calling her this holster a her? Why am I calling her her? But anyway, I do not have on a belt today. So that is all on me, strictly all on me. But let's go ahead and get her in here. All right. The holster is on my side without a belt on. And I'm just gonna cover it, see if I see any printing. And with the shirt I'm wearing, it's really not that bad of a printing. Nothing going on right there. Nothing with my little sweater thingy on. You can't hardly tell something's going on there. So that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. It's just sitting up right there. Not much printing at all. So, okay, and I'm going to go over and get my EDC. And you know that my EDC is the Sis Sawyer P65. And right now she is hot. So let's go ahead and make her cold. We're going to release that magazine here. And we're also going to release that one that is chambered. So let me go and do that. Put the magazine on the table. And we're going to clear that one. And you heard it drop out. So now she is cold. Let me slide this back so you guys can see that she is also cold. See that? Okay. Awesome. So for the sake of just showing you how she will sit, I call everything she. So for the sake of showing you how my EDC is going to sit in this holster, I'm going to close the slide. And I'm just going to put this empty weapon inside the holster. I'm feeling for the opening of the holster. I feel it. And I'm going to slide my weapon inside that holster. And you heard it click. When you hear it click like that, that means that it's in and it is secured. Now, if you come across one where you don't hear it click or it sounds like it's locking into something, then you know you need to tighten up that tension. That you need to tighten up that tension bolt or that tension screw that's on the holster. And I showed you where that tension, slide that over here. I showed you where that tension screw was, and this right here. And you would get a Phillips head screwdriver and screw it here. Just tighten it slightly though. I normally will put the meat of my thumb on the top of this screw here to keep it in place, and get a Phillips head screwdriver. Yeah. Get a Phillips head screwdriver, and I would just tighten it up just a little bit. Just a smidgen, not too much, just a smidgen. And then once you tighten it up, and then you are able to put your weapon in there again, and if it's giving you that locking sound, that you desire, if it's giving you that that slight tightness that you need, that comfortable tightness that you want with your firearm when it goes inside the holster, then you know that that is where that you have properly tightened your holster, and it's at your comfortable, your comfortability level, because that's what it's all about. You don't want anything that's too loose, but you don't want anything that's too tight either. You want something that is gonna be tight enough to hold it in place, but loose enough for you to be able to go in and pull it out if you're in a situation and you need to use your weapon. So keep that in mind. And I'm going to get my EDC, bring her back over here. And it feels fine, far as I can tell. My stomach is hitting up against, pull this out so you guys can see that. My stomach is hitting up against this though. And I do have on a t-shirt, and I still feel a little like not really cutting, but a little scratching, like even with a t-shirt on. So that's something to keep in mind. Another thing that you may want to check out is when we put the shirt over the weapon inside the holster, how it looks. Okay, so from the side here, it looks like everything looks great. I don't see anything that protruding out too much that lets me know that I am carrying. And remember that trigger bump? Remember I told you that that trigger bump's job is to bring that weapon close to your body, to eliminate that appearance of you carrying a weapon, okay? So that could be a reason why you don't see it as prominently as maybe with some other holsters that I did a review on. So yeah, that's a good thing too. Even from the side, if I lift my arms up, you can't tell what's going on. You see a little printing going on right in here, but you don't know why it's there. You don't know what's going on, so yeah. So let's see how it does in a chair. I always have to see how it does in a chair because I'm sitting in my car with it on my hip. So I always have to try it out with a chair and see how it's going to do with a chair. So let's try that out. This is my buddy, my chair. I want to bring it to a level where you guys can see me as I sit. So I'm going to pan you down just a little bit. Yeah, that's great. Okay. So I'm going to pan you down so you can see what I'm doing. And let's see how it does when I sit in the chair. Okay. Okay. So me sitting in the chair, I feel the top part of the back of the slide. And I knew I was going to feel that because I felt that when I was standing. So I feel that, but I also feel the grip here. I feel that a little bit too. Even though I'm wearing a t-shirt, I feel that slightly too. So it's not bad. It's not bad at all, but I do feel it. So it's not uncomfortable. So this may be one that I could possibly try and use, however, when I start to sweat, I don't want this to be scratching me and giving me a rash or anything like that if I wasn't to wear a t-shirt, because I don't wear a t-shirt often, but because it was kind of chilly today, I wore a t-shirt underneath my short sleeve shirt, So I'm thinking about that one of my viewers said that I really probably need to stick with the with those holsters that, you know, they have the Kydex area, but they also have that comfortability, like my Galco holster. So he said to maybe look into more of those instead of just 100% Kydex holster. So those are just a few things that I'm looking into. So, you know, just by me trying all the different holsters and things like that, I'm trying to figure out what goes well with my body type, what doesn't, and what I can wear that's going to be comfortable and what I can't wear. And now that I'm sitting like this, I'm feeling that top part of that slide right there at that beaver tail. I'm feeling that poking in my stomach. So maybe this particular holster would not be the one for me, because I have on a t-shirt now and I feel that, and I want to be comfortable. You know, we're in the winter months, so because we are in the winter months, I don't sweat as much, or I can wear a t-shirt or whatever. But just think about the spring or the summertime, you know, when it's hot and I am sweating a lot. So that's something to think about. But as I stand up, I don't see a lot of printing going on. I do see something hanging up here, but you don't really know what it is, but you see something going on. But if they don't know, I won't tell. So that's something to look at and think about. And even when you get up, maybe you can just, you know, pull your little outer sweater thing down a little bit, you know, your cardigan, pull it down, you know, ruffle it up a little bit, so it can decrease that look of that printing. But even after you do something like that, because this material is so soft and flowy, and you see how it reacts when you pull it, how it does, and flips, it just automatically just went up there. You saw that, you see that, right? Okay, so with this type of material, it's good, it's polyester, it's flowy, it's cool. However, you have to be mindful of what you're showing if you are carrying with this type of material, and also with the polyester shirt too. But that's something to think about. Something to think about. Even with that print, it's still something to think about. So I'm going to pan you guys back up. But yeah, that's something to think about. And, you know, with your carrying, you have to be mindful of all of those things. And maybe if I had on a darker colored cardigan or sway, maybe it will cover it up more. But you just have to, everything is trial and error. You know, you just have to try on different things or whatever. But okay, so since I've sat down, you see it has moved, and that's probably because I don't have on a belt to keep it secure and keep it sturdy, and that's my bad. That's totally my bad. If I was to probably have this with a belt, it probably would do a whole, do a total better job of staying in a spot instead of moving it around a lot. So that's something to, to be aware of, and something that I myself need to be aware of, remembering to wear a belt. So even though this appears to be a really good holster, it may not be the one for me at this time, but I do encourage others to try it. I just want to thank you guys for all of your ideas, all of your suggestions, all of your comments, all of your likes, your shares, and thank you for subscribing to my channel. Until the next review, this is KylaMo, y'all, coming to you with another review on another holster. And I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching my channel and watching this video. And you guys have a great one.